If you've been living on planet Earth, chances are you've at least heard of Dan Da Dan, the wackiest and most viral anime of the second half of 2024. But do you know just how many references to other animes, movies, and even cinema classics are hidden in this outrageously hilarious show? One of the moments that caught the attention of pop culture fans happens when Momo's grandmother begins the exorcism ritual on the boy, and he places his feet in a basin of water. This is a clear nod to the ritual performed by Constantine, where the DC Comics exorcist, played by Keanu Reeves in the 2005 movie, does the exact same thing, placing his feet in a basin of water to briefly access hell. It really makes you wonder if there's some kind of supernatural ritual that truly requires a basin of water to work. Another reference that Japanese anime fans noticed right at the beginning of Dan Da Dan was when Momo got dumped by her boyfriend. She was walking through her school's hallways, dragging her feet in a hilariously exaggerated way. The moment fans saw this, they immediately associated Momo's movement with the way Doflamingo from One Piece walks, clearly showcasing the influence of the pirate anime on this new sensation, taking the anime world by storm. But trust us, these are far from the only references to movies and anime hidden in Dan Da Dan. Get ready because we're about to blow your mind with everything we're going to share in this video. Talking about Ayase's grandmother, she has been used multiple times as a reference to some very famous characters, especially iconic characters from anime. For example, when she and Momo are watching poor Okarun desperately holding it in because he needs to go to the bathroom for number 2, we see her slightly lift her eye mask. This scene is an exact nod to one of the most epic moments in Jujutsu Kaisen where Satoru Gojo reveals his powerful blue eyes hidden under the blindfold he constantly wears. But Seiko Ayase's references to other anime don't stop there. In fact, the same eye mask she uses to sleep has already made an appearance in another globally famous anime. That's because the character Okita Sugo from Gintama wears an identical eye mask, as he's often seen napping on the job, resting his eyes, or scheming playful but sometimes dangerous ways to mess with those around him. Or is he really just playing around? At the end of episode 10, after Momo, Okarun, and Aira manage to help the extraterrestrial by giving him a cow to take back to his world, so he'll never run out of milk again, Momo's grandmother tells her she'll only buy her a new uniform if she imitates a character the grandmother likes. Next, we see Momo saying the line, "rocket engine valve," a clear nod to Japanese actor Hiroshi Abe. This is the same phrase uttered by the actor in the 2015 movie Downtown Rocket. It seems Ayase's grandmother has a soft spot for Hiroshi Abe, who is often considered one of the most charming middle-aged heartthrobs in Japan, especially among older women. And if you think the taste of Japanese grandmas like Ayase's is a bit questionable, drop a comment with #heartthrob and name someone you think is truly handsome, even if it's yourself. It's pretty clear that Dan Da Dan creator Yukinobu Tatsu, like many of us, is a big fan of action and adventure movies. This becomes evident in various moments throughout the manga and anime, where we see references to major film franchises, Mission Impossible for example. When Okarun and Momo Ayase face off against aliens yet again at her family's temple, we see the duo, friends and potential future couple, running in a way that feels all too familiar. They're running in the exact iconic style, made famous by Tom Cruise in his espionage films. And it's not just them. The people controlled by the spirit that's friends with Old Turbo also take over some individuals who chase the duo around the city. And notice, they're all running in exactly the same way. This just proves the theory that Tom Cruise's running style is undeniably cool. Honestly, I might start running like that too, especially if I ever have an alien or spirit chasing me. Speaking of iconic movie franchises, we can't ignore the huge reference to the greatest kaiju of all time, Godzilla. This happens in the episode where the pervy aliens invade Okarun and Momo's school, aiming to steal the boy's lower half and turn the girl into an alien baby incubator, if you catch my drift. One of the creatures sent to capture or destroy the two characters is a green reptilian-like being that hovers over the water. It's impossible to deny that this is a clear nod to Godzilla. Even more impressively, the alien lizard unleashes a beam from its mouth capable of obliterating everything in its path. In this case, it's undeniable that the reference isn't just to Godzilla in general, but specifically to a scene from one of its most recent blockbuster hits, Shin Godzilla 2016. In the movie, we see Godzilla wreaking havoc on Tokyo, releasing an atomic breath that destroys everything in its wake. The similarity between the two scenes is undeniable. Another Japanese classic that Dan Da Dan's creator is clearly a fan of is the legendary Ultraman. This is obvious from the countless references to the sci-fi series, where the superhero is constantly battling extraterrestrial threats. Interestingly, it seems like some members of Ultraman's support teams might work at Momo and Okarun's school. For example, Ayase's teacher is seen wearing a bright orange outfit that's hard to miss. What's striking is how the colors and design of this outfit are almost identical to the uniforms worn by the Science Special Search Party, Ultraman's support team. Did you know about this connection? But that's not all. Okarun's teacher is another walking reference to Ultraman, this time dressed just like a member of the Ultra Guard, another iconic group from the Ultraman sci-fi stories. And if you've made it this far, it means two things. 1. Dan is an amazing anime. 2. This video is just the way you like it. So go ahead and subscribe right now so you don't miss our future videos. We post twice a week. Still on Ultraman, if you've watched the full season of Dan, there's no way you'd forget the bizarre Serpoian servant, who also happens to be a boxer. At one point during the episode where Okarun and Ayase face off against this odd servant, his bosses grant him a transformation that looks suspiciously like a Pokemon evolution. This evolved version of the character bears a striking resemblance to Baltan, one of the alien monsters from the Ultraman universe. It's undeniable this must have been one of Dan, creator Yukinobu Tatsu's favorites still on the Serpoian arc. We can't forget that hilarious scene where a completely naked Okarun acts as a speedboat for Ayase while they battle their enemies. This moment is so similar to the iconic scene in the 2004 SpongeBob SquarePants movie, where David Hasselhoff saves SpongeBob and Patrick by carrying them on his back in exactly the same way, rescuing them in the end. Seriously, I laughed so hard when I saw this part. Another character who's set to play a major role in Dan, but only showed up in the final episodes of the first season is Gigi. With a handsome new guy in the picture, Okarun feels threatened, leading to a hilarious musical showdown between the two. This is just one of the many quirky moments in the anime that make it such a delightfully bizarre series. But here's the twist. The scene is actually a direct reference to what's often hailed as the greatest sports anime of all time, Slam Dunk. During their personal battle for Ayase's attention, they're singing the theme song from the iconic basketball anime, which originally aired from 1993 to 1996. It turns out that Yukinobu Tatsu, the creator of Dan, also seems to be a fan of American sitcoms, like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, starring Will Smith. This becomes pretty obvious when you watch the anime's opening scene, where both Okarun and Gigi can be seen dancing in the background just like Carlton, Will's cousin, famously did multiple times in the show. Honestly, this reference was such a treat, especially for those of us who grew up watching this hilarious comedy series. When Okarun and Ayase challenge Old Turbo, one of her yokai allies appears in the form of a crab. At first glance, this might seem like a simple detail to those of us in the West. However, for the Japanese audience, this character holds much deeper symbolism. The crab is heavily inspired by the real-life Japanese Heikage, also known as the samurai crab. Its tough shell not only provides strong protection, but also features markings that resemble the face of a demon or malevolent spirit. He is a powerful symbol. However, judging by Ayase's actions, it seems she's more interested in it as a delicacy. Unfortunately, we could only cover these references in this video, even though there are plenty more. But who knows? If this video gets enough views, we might just make a part 2. So share it right now, and don't forget to subscribe for more. We upload twice a week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.